Hey folks, my name is Chris. I'm making a quick video on how to set up the SK Hynix Gold S31 solid state drive and install it in the Sabrent SATA hard drive to USB 3.0 enclosure. This will be the fifth one I've done and the sixth of these hard drives that I've installed. We're going to go over just how to install this into this, which is going to be quick and easy. And then I'll go ahead and I'll do a quick segment on how to set this up, format it, and make it into a storage device. You can set this up. There's a video on Amazon. If you purchase this through Amazon, there's an actual video showing how you can format this and do a clone of your operating system if that's how you want to do it, which I actually am doing. I'm running my operating system, Windows 10, off of one of these hard drives. Very fast. These things are extremely fast. They play movies. If you have movies to back up, they play movies perfectly. There's no hiccups. There's no lag. And I run them through a WD TV Live hub. So I'm very happy. That's why I bought, this will be my fifth backup. And so I have 6 total, 1 with an operating system, and then I'll have 6 backed up files. You might be asking, why so many? Why do you have to buy so many? Well, in the past I purchased 3 terabyte mechanical drives, movable drives. I don't know what the actual term is. I call it a mechanical drive. It's got a physical motor inside of it. They wear out. And if you put 3 terabytes worth of files on those, and that hard drive crashes, you've lost all that information. At least in this, for these, you put 1 terabyte's worth of data on here, and if it does crash, you've lost just that 1 terabyte. You still have whatever else you've done. In my case, I have 4 more terabytes. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to go over to the desk, and I'll show how to install this into this. It's really quick, very easy. And then we'll go into setting this up as a storage device. This is what you get in the box. This is your solid state drive. It's smaller than a cell phone, a little bit thinner than most cell phones. It has mounting screws on the sides. If you want to mount this inside of a computer case, turn this into a actual operating system drive, which is what I have running my computer on, is one of these. Like I said earlier, I'll go ahead and I'll link the instructions that they have on Amazon for how to clone your existing operating system or drive onto one of these. It's pretty easy. It takes only as long as, depending on how much data you have on your existing hard drive. But that's the actual drive. This is the enclosure, or case as I call it. It has a power button on the top. It has a USB port, so it's USB to USB. The box also comes with instructions, I guess you'd call them. Basically, it's just a rundown of what this case is and a warranty card. So let's get into how you do this. It's really easy. This case is already closed when you get it. You take your thumbs and you push away from the USB, and it will open up like so. There will be a piece of foam. Usually it's just sitting inside. There's a piece of foam rubber right down here at the bottom. Your SATA connector is right here at the top, up at the end where the USB port is. This is an LED to show that you are connected, and the state when this is actually, when you're actually running files off of this hard drive, that light will flicker. And so we have our female SATA drive inside the case here, and then we have our male SATA drive on the actual solid state drive. To install it, you just set this in back away from the SATA connector. You kind of gently position it, and then you push it down, and it will slide on, and it should be nice and even. And the piece of foam will come in behind, and this should set nice and flush. This foam keeps this from Obviously disconnecting, if you let's say you put this in a backpack or something like that and it drops, that'll keep this from disconnecting on you. This is extremely handy if you're the type of person that's already saving files to a USB. This is basically a high-speed 1 terabyte USB when you're done with it, if you make this into a storage device. So you take the foam, I just set it right in the middle, and what you want to do is you want to place the top of the case on top. There are little cogs, 3 on each side, and then there's 3 little notches inside the bottom. You want to line those up to where the case actually mates where there's no gap. And all you do is you just take your thumbs, hold it down the bottom and push forward and close it. You just make sure this is all closed up. And that's it. That's how fast and easy it is to install one of these solid state drives into this particular case. And I think they're probably all going to be about the same. So what I'll go ahead and do is I'll connect this. Okay, so plugs in just like any other USB, and we're going to plug it into the computer on the 3.0 port. You're going to get your operating system tone for connecting a USB item. This is the LED. You should be able to see that. I have the actual camera light off so you can see that. What I do is I add labels to these cases depending on what I'm going to put on them. But I also take black electrical tape and I cover up this, and then I put a label over the top because these are extremely bright. And if you put this in a home theater, let's say, and you have it up underneath your TV, and these lights are going to be flashing in the cabinet or wherever you happen to have them, and it might be distracting. It's a personal preference. I don't need that light to be so bright. I just need enough to know that it's connected. What's nice about this particular case is you can turn it off. You don't have to actually unplug the USB from the case or from the computer. You can actually just turn off the connection and it will disconnect. So the next segment we'll talk about formatting this and turning it into a storage device and how that goes, and then we'll go from there. Okay, for this step, click on your search bar, type in the word disk. You'll get the pop-up that says create and format hard disk partitions. You're going to get the disk management pop-up. It's going to show the disk, which will be the new hard drive. Select MBR or master boot record. Click OK. And then what you'll do is you'll scroll down on the bottom and you'll notice that you see disk 2, which is what you just created, 931.5 gig. That's your hard drive. Right click in the middle of that and you will get a pop-up that will say new simple volume is what we're going to select since we're making this a storage device. You'll get another pop-up. Select next. This is the allocation of size. I leave it as it is. You can adjust it. I always leave it. This is where you're going to assign a drive letter. It'll usually select it automatically based on what you already have on your computer. We're going to go ahead, we're going to make this the Q drive because the sequence that I have is set up M through P. You're going to select next. You're going to get a selection where it's by default format this volume with volume settings. You're going to do NTFS. You can name the file at that point, but you don't have to. Here you're going to hit finish. The screen's going to show that you are formatting. While it's formatting, you just wait, depending on the speed of your computer, memory, processor, so on. This may take anywhere from 30 to 60 seconds. It'll finish, it'll say healthy primary partition. And at this point, this part is done. You can open it and it will open up like any other
USB port or file location.
As you can see, I went ahead and labeled this. I put black tape, which you can't see now, but it reduces the flashing blue light quite a bit. I put the label right over the top of the black tape, so I just left a little slit in the black tape, and then I labeled this is going to be my 5th drive. If I don't want to disconnect these, I'm actually downloading or transferring some files. But what I ended up doing is, this is the setup that I have of the original 4. I have these Velcroed together so I can take this apart whenever I need to. I've got them all labeled. What letter of, and these happen to be backups of movies. And yes, I own the DVDs, so if the FBI ever decides to come after me for copying, I actually own them. These are just backups of what I own. So I have them labeled, each disc, and I also labeled the cord. And the reason being is because sometimes if I buy a new movie and let's say it starts with D, I can just pull these apart, pull off just this one drive off of the network hub, and it's a lot faster to connect it directly to the computer and transfer the file right on the drive, disconnect it from the computer, go back in, reconnect it to the hub, and it makes the transferring process a lot faster. So that's why I do it that way, and that's why I have these labeled. It doesn't really matter as far as what cable what goes where. That's just me. So then I just have these Velcroed, and I even went to the extent of putting on here, and then the bottom one for now has these felt, so when it's sitting in my cabinet it looks like that. Basically this is the front face, the lights are back inside the cabinet, you can't see the labels, so it doesn't look too bad. But anyway, that's going to be T through Z, because predominantly there's a lot of movies out there that start with S, a lot more than most. So right now I'm transferring my T's through Z's to this brand new one. This is the one I just put in, and I'm going to leave the others, and I'll end up having to go back in and change this to just S. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that the file size is okay. This is well under 1 terabyte as far as storage. I'm trying to give it a good buffer for when I do buy more movies, that I've got space to put on each file. I've got some files on the S through Z drive that actually don't start with S through Z because I ran out of space on others. So I'm trying to get it to where they are the way that they're supposed to be. But that's pretty much it. That's just my idea. If you got one of the brothers or brother label maker, that's what I used. And that's that. Okay folks, that's it. It was pretty easy. It's a pretty quick and easy procedure. If you want to buy these off Amazon, I'll put a link in the description below for both of these items. These are just over $100, the solid state drive. This is just under $9, I believe, when I purchased it. And the prices will go up a little bit here and there, and depending on, I think, time of year, sometimes you can get these at a discount. Amazon or the company offers a discount coupon, so I've actually gotten $20 off and $15 off of one or two of the different hard drives I've gotten. So thanks for watching. I hope this was helpful. Take care and God bless.